and instead relaxing into it, to showing up for it, to, for a moment here and a moment there, to allow life to be exactly as it is so you can experience it exactly as it is. Why is this so powerful? Because this is what we truly long for. In all of your longing for, I don't know, better sexual experiences, a different body, a different mate, more money, this is what you truly long for. A deep, open, alive, and intimate connection with life as it is right now. Take a moment. Allow a long, slow out breath. Maybe 2, maybe 3. And then look around. This is it. This is the only moment that matters in your whole life. And everything you long for and everything you truly are is to be discovered right here, right now. There is nothing in the constant flow of change that will bring lasting satisfaction, because it always changes. But who you truly are and what you truly long for is always right here, right now. This is the opposite of controlling. It is all about connecting. It's beginning to discover that in a very real way, the events of your life are beyond your control. I know. The mind can say, no, they're not. But what we're exploring here is, I'm not saying don't control. I'm just saying, just look at this. It's almost like these are spells. You know, I love the word spells because it's something that's laid over the top of you. It can't be, and it's not true, and it can be lifted. And so we've all lived in this spell that our lives and ourselves are not okay as they are, and it needs to be different than what it is. And that is an endless game of struggle. This moment is enough. In fact, it's more than enough. And in this moment, you are enough. Just let that in. And then watch what your mind does with it. But I'm too much of this and I'm not enough of that, and I don't like what's happening in this moment. It's not okay. How can I say yes to this moment? Which is what Eckhart Tolle says, say yes to whatever life is giving you, and this will miraculously change your life. But boy, oh boy, our minds are not used to this. They are used to saying no, but, if only, when, and this all cuts us off from what we really long for. To be here for life as it is right now. But there's a lot of parts of life I don't like. Well, that's true. But just imagine what it would be like, rather than spending your life liking and disliking, wanting and resisting. Just imagine how your life would change if what was here was okay, even the uncomfortable. I was hit head on by a man. When I was 24, I was driving on a highway in Switzerland, and he was coming at me in the other lane, and he had a heart attack, and he came over and hit me head on and demolished my car and did a pretty good job on me. And I've lived in a lot of pain. And I've spent a lot of time managing it in my life until I began to realize that managing didn't bring me the peace that I longed for. When I finally began to realize that maybe, just maybe, this pain, some level of this pain, is going to be a part of my life, the rest of my life, that's when I began to learn the art of engagement. And I would tell you, if I had to live my life over again, would I cancel out the head-on automobile accident? No, I wouldn't. And I know that sounds fantastically crazy. But the reason why I wouldn't have that not be a part of my life anymore is because it has taught me so much. My pain has been the greatest teacher I've ever had in my life. When I couldn't manage my pain, I began to learn how to engage with it, and that taught me how to engage with life as it is. Because as we have explored, it's constantly going to be changing. It's constantly going to be easy and then difficult and joyous and sorrowful. Just imagine what it would be like to be able to stay open to that all. That's what we long for, so that the pain of life, the challenges, the upsets, the heartaches, we have space around them. We don't contract around them. And what happens is that these pains, whether it's physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, they move through you much faster. In fact, shortly after the auto accident, my mother sent me a poem, and I wish I had it here, and I don't, but it's something along this pain. I stamped my foot and said to my pain, "Be gone. I won't have you with me anymore." And pain, with a startled look on his face, said, I who is your best friend, I who have taught you all you know about compassion and empathy and all this. I wish I had the poem with me, because it's such a powerful poem. And that has been the truth, that pain that I have experienced, and then also I have talked earlier in other shows about the mental and emotional pain I experienced. I had a childhood I wouldn't have wished on anybody. Those have been my great teachers. I would not be who I was today without the level of pain that I took on. It cracked me open. It helped me to see that I didn't have to be at the mercy of the pains of my life, and I didn't have to spend my life trying to get rid of them or managing them or rising above them or ignoring them. I could go directly there, be with what was uncomfortable, and discover that I am the space, the peaceful space, that all the struggles of life are happening in. And this is why I love that Eckhart Tolle quote, say yes to whatever happens in your life. And this is what the Guest House, the poem by Rumi, is all about, and why it's such a popular poem, because we're beginning to grok this. We're beginning to get this knowing that peace doesn't come from trying to make things be the way they are. Peace comes from learning how to be with things as they are. In that poem, every morning, he says, every morning a new arrival, a joy, a meanness, depression. We could say a pain, a loss, an irritation. Meet them at the door laughing, for each has been sent as a guide from the beyond to clear you out for some new delight. How can the difficulties of life actually be here to clear us out for some new delight? Because the challenges of life are here to show you how you've been conditioned to struggle with life, rather than be open to life. So, how do you begin to live in this new way? I'm not saying don't make resolutions, but what I am saying is be curious about this. Get to know how your mind operates and begin to see that you hold on a lot. You resist life a lot. And if you want to do this, you can begin to work with your breath. Just notice how much you hold your breath. That's pretty amazing when you see that. Oh my God, I am struggling with life most all the time, and I can see it with my breath. We even hold our breath in little tiny struggles, like, the length of a stoplight or being late to an appointment. So just that. Watch how your mind is constantly searching for satisfaction. Contemplate the possibility that freedom comes from not trying to get life to be a particular way. Freedom comes when you learn how to relax into life. Well, there's a wonderful quote seemed to be coming. I wish life had told me before that I was recording that these quotes were going to come, because I am paraphrasing some of it. But Byron Katie, a very aware human being, she has a quote that says, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Nothing will happen too soon or too late. And then she says something else which I can't remember. And then she ends it with, you don't have to like this, but it's easier if you do. Now, I don't like it. My mind is a liking and disliking machine. And so we're not trying to convince your mind to like everything. But if you begin to, what I would say there at the end of that quote from Byron Katie, I would say, you don't have to trust it, but it's easier if you do. Expecting yourself to like the challenges of life. Nope, that's not how minds are made. But there's something deeper inside of you. There is something that knows that there's something smarter than you. As you awaken, you begin to have a confidence in something that is breathing you. I mean, if you think you're breathing, just try to stop it. You begin to have a confidence in, oh my God, life is beating my heart. You begin to have a confidence, and you trust life a lot, actually, that day will come after night, and spring after winter. There was an interview with a young woman on CBS Saturday morning. And it was a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she talked about her life as a child, and her mother rejected her when she was born. So she was raised by her grandmother in a house with cousins and nieces and everything. It was just a huge menagerie of people. And she was lost, and she was bullied, and she was abused, and she was put down. And fast forward her life, she finds a young man, and they get married, and they have 5 children, and they have this wonderful plan. He wanted to be a plumber, but they decided to put her through school first, and then when she got done, she would get a job, and then he would go get his plumber's license. And one day, the police came to her door and told her that her husband had been shot and killed. And so here she had 5 kids. And fast forward her life,